What's up and welcome to FPL Today. I'm your host JNO, welcome to the channel and welcome to another ones to watch for Game Week 3. But before we get into the video, go to my homepage and check out the new banner on the YouTube page by Roxall Graphics. A link to his Twitter will be in the description down below, and let's get on with the video. So in ones to watch, we go over the players that have been performing really well who could have a great impact on our Fantasy Premier League season, and we also give some honourable mentions out, but we focus on about 5 players who have had a great start to their season and could continue to score points in the Fantasy Premier League. Before we get into the top 5, however, there are some honourable mentions to Christian Eriksen, who so far has had 3 assists and a goal involvement ratio of 100%. Henrik Mkhitaryan, who's had 4 assists and a goal involvement of 57.1% with 9 chances created and 4 big chances created. And Harry Kane, who I know he hasn't scored and he's let a lot of people down with that, but he's had 14 attempts on goal, 11 of which have come from inside the box. But none of those made the ones to watch top 5 players for this video, and we are starting off with someone who has had a great start to the season and has been my captain 2 weeks in a row, and it is Romelu Lukaku, coming in at 11.6 million. So far this season he's managed to get 3 goals out of 2 games. He had 0 assists in that time, however he has had 8 attempts on goal and 7 of those have come from inside the box. His minute per chance ratio is at 22.5 minutes per chance, and the next fixtures are quite good: Leicester, Stoke and Everton. And the fact of the matter is, he played really well in the first game against West Ham. In the second game against Swansea, he was a bit quiet, but he still popped up with that all-important goal, and Man United look like a really good attacking outfit, and I personally think it may be worth doubling up and having a midfielder like Mkhitaryan or Pogba playing behind Lukaku, because someone's going to assist him, and also they seem to be scoring lots of goals themselves. I personally probably look at Pogba, although he does have that bit of a temper which we saw in the Swansea game. However, Romelu Lukaku easily makes this list, as does Paul Pogba. Coming at 8.1 million, having had a rise in price, he has managed to get 2 goals in 3 games and 1 assist, having 6 attempts, 4 of which have come from inside the box, showing that with Matic now in that side, he's got a bit more freedom to roam forward and get into the box to get those chances. 3 of his shots have been on target as well, and he's got a minute per chance of 30, which isn't bad for an £8 million midfielder. And again, he has Leicester, Stoke and Everton as his next 3 fixtures, and that Man United side look like they could be very good this season, and it is of course Mourinho's second season, so you know what happens when Mourinho has a second season at a club. He usually wins the title. The third player on the list today is Sadio Mane, coming in at 9.5 million. This could be a recurring situation where I change from midfielder to midfielder from that Liverpool side, because they have so many good options and who knows who is going to score. A lot of people have said you just need to pick one and stick with it, so I'm not jumping on a Sadio Mane bandwagon just yet, but I'm ready to do it and I'm keeping an eye on his stats. So far this season he's had a goal per game, 2 goals in this season, no assists, but he's had 7 attempts on goal and all 7 of those have come from inside the box. The plus side with him is, despite the fact he's slightly more expensive, he seems less likely to be rotated by Jurgen Klopp so far this season. As Mohamed Salah showed, Mohamed Salah can get dropped after Champions League fixtures. Potentially Sadio Mane may outscore Salah purely because he gets more minutes on the pitch for Liverpool in the Premier League. From those 7 shots inside the box, he's managed to get 5 shots on target as well, so he's been pretty clinical with his chances, getting a minute per chance ratio of 25.7 minutes. He does have Arsenal and Man City in the next 2, which isn't of course the greatest fixtures, but Liverpool generally play really well against the bigger sides and sometimes struggle against the smaller ones, and then the third fixture is Burnley. Now I personally think that at the moment Coutinho is just going to be on the sidelines till this transfer saga with Barcelona is played out. So Sadio Mane is the premium player at Liverpool at the moment. It's just whether you're willing to spend 1 million more than Firmino or 0.5 million more than Mohamed Salah. But Sadio Mane does seem like the main man in that Liverpool side for me at the moment, so potentially he could be the one you should be going for. Next up, and we have the man that should have replaced Wilfried Zaha for you if you could see the future, because Aaron Ramsey did start for Arsenal and he was very good in that game. He may not have scored in that game, but he was very impressive and has had good stats considering he's not even had 2 full matches. So far this season he's had 1 goal, he's had 8 attempts on goal however, 6 of which have come from inside the box. He's kind of getting into the box late and getting those chances and not being picked up by markers because he's coming in from deep. He's had 3 shots on target and his minutes per chance is at 14.1 minutes, which is absolutely amazing. Arsenal have Liverpool, Bournemouth and Chelsea in the next 3 however, so the fixtures aren't great, but again Arsenal are one of those sides that can go on a good run run against big sides. And then finally, and I may have argued against getting him in the Fantasy Football Surgery podcast, which I was on last week. However, getting into the ones to watch list to finish off this episode is Marcos Alonso, coming in at 7 million, a defender from Chelsea. You can't argue with a defender that gets 2 goals in the game and gets 7 attempts on goal in total of 2 games, 3 of which have come from inside the box, 4 of which have been on target, and he gets a chance every 25.7 minutes. So if you can afford him, if you can figure out a way to get him into your side and still be happy with everyone else, Marcos Alonso is still the Marcos Alonso from last year. Chelsea have Everton, Leicester and Arsenal in the next 3, and they did of course bounce back from their defeat to Burnley by beating Tottenham Hotspurs over the weekend, so Marcos Alonso could hopefully get some clean sheets to add to the goals he could score for your Fantasy Premier League side. Anyway guys, thank you so much for tuning into this episode as always. Hopefully tomorrow we should get captaincy candidates up for your viewing pleasure. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, hit that notification bell if you want to be made aware of whenever my videos are going live or when I'm streaming. I hope to get back into streaming, but as you all know, I've had a loss in the family, so I'm working around that. As far as videos goes, it's a bit harder to go live, but we are going to return to going live. Also, check out the description down below if there's any way you want to support the channel. All the links are in there, as well as Roxall Graphics. Twitter handle is also in the description down below. I've been JNO, this has been FPL Today, and remember, it's all about the game.